So far in our videos, we have gone over if statements, we've gone over loops, we've gone over exceptions and arrays, we've gone over different types of variables, but we haven't gone over classes. Now we've been using them, but we haven't actually talked about what classes are and how we can define them. In this video, we're going to talk about classes and objects and how we can create our own. So far, every single class that we've built has been for the purpose of building a program. Now we're going to try creating a class that doesn't necessarily behave as a program. I'm going to go ahead and type nanocard.java, and we're going to create a class that represents a playing card. Public class card. And we're not going to put the public static void main method in. Now, a method is something that an object does. A method is like an activity or some kind of function that an object might have. We're going to start off by just doing something really simple and defining some properties. Public int rank, public int suit. Now, if you look at a playing card, every playing card has a rank. You know, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. It also has a suit, clubs, diamonds, hearts, or spades. So we can actually represent these as integers. You know, we're just going to treat some of those ranks as actual numbers. So we can actually create some constants that do that. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and create a constructor. Public card suit, or int suit int rank. So what the constructor is it's a special method that's used to construct the object itself. So once we've declared it public with the name of the class card, and we've given it some parameters. The parameters are going to allow us to customize what this type of object or what this object should look like. We're going to say this.rank is equal to rank, this.suit is equal to suit. We're using this.rank so that we can refer to the property of this object instead of the parameter here, this rank. We're doing the same with suit. This.suit to signify that we're working with this property, not with suit itself. So now we have a basic card, but we know that diamonds is not an integer. We could make it a string, but for simplicity's sake, we can just work with integers. So we're going to define a few constants for this class where we can use public static final int hearts is equal to 0, public static final int clubs is equal to 1, public static final int diamonds is equal to 2, public static final int spades is equal to 3. So this gives us the ability to say if we're looking at 0 for the rank or for the suit, we're going to assume that that's hearts, and if it's 1, we're going to say that's clubs, so on and so on. We could also declare some of these constants for the class as public static final int ace is equal to 1, public static final int jack is equal to 11, public static final int queen is equal to 12, public static final int king is equal to 13. And this works out well because typically a king is a higher rank than a queen is a higher rank than a jack. In some games ace may be higher than a king, in some games it's 1. We're just going to treat it as 1 for now. So this gives us the ability, if we were to test this card object that we've just built, we can go ahead and create a class called cardTest.java, public class card test, and here we'll declare our method public static void main string arguments, and we'll declare our card C is equal to new card, and we could say we're going to pass in 0 and 12. So now we have a card object. We're referring to it as C, and it's got 0 as its suit and 12 as its rank. Now if we go ahead and we'll type more card.java, we said 0 is hearts, so the suit is going to be hearts and the rank is going to be 12, which is queen. But that doesn't mean much yet. So if we were to do something like system.out.println C, we're not going to see something that we like to see. Oh, Java card test. So you can see here, it's going to give us this weird representation. That's not really what we want. Now, fortunately, Java has a built-in method that you can use to convert objects into strings so that when you're outputting them or you're writing them somewhere, they make a little more sense. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to implement that. So down here at the bottom, public string toString. And what we're saying here is that we are going to create a new method that's going to return a string. So our constructor doesn't have a type. Our constructor is just public, then the class name, and then whatever parameters we want to pass in. For public string toString, this is the type of thing it's going to give back, and this is the name of the method itself. And it has no parameters in this case. So we could say, we could make this very simple. We could say return rank plus of suit. So if we now close and we can compile and we run card test, now we get 12 of 0. Well, that's not exactly what we want because we've created a queen of hearts here. We want to make sure that that actually makes sense. So let's go back. We can do better. Instead of just returning a string, we're going to build a string. So we'll use string s, and we'll just start off with an empty string. And we'll say if rank is equal to ace, we'll say s is plus equal ace, else if rank is equal to jack, s plus equals jack, else if rank is equal to queen, s plus equals queen, else if rank is equal to king, s plus equals king, else s plus equals rank. Because if it's a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we just want to put that in. Then we'll say s plus equals of. Note the spaces here in before and after of because we're going to add more here. Then we'll use if suit equals hearts, s plus equals hearts, else if suit equals diamonds, s plus equals diamonds, else if suit equals clubs, s plus equals clubs, else if suit equals spades, s plus equals spades. Now this is nice because I don't have to remember exactly what values I used for hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. I'm just checking them here and they're going to be output properly. So now if I compile my card, we've made a mistake. We forgot to return a string. So we've built a string called s, but Java has no idea that that's the one we're going to want to return. Down here at the end, we could say return card. And that would actually just give back a string, and that's not what we want to do. So we need to tell Java to return s. Now when we compile and we run our test, let's run Java card test. There we go. We run this, we see queen of hearts. So exactly what we like. In fact, if we change our card test, maybe we want to use card.jack and card.spades. Now, using these constants that we've defined, because we're using card dot, we can actually access those. We can compile, and we can run our card test. Queen of hearts. Java C card test.java. Got to make sure you compile the right files. Card test, jack of spades. There we go. So that gives us a nice ability to work with a simple object. Now there's quite a bit that we've added in here, but really all it's doing is allowing us to identify this card as having a rank and a suit and output what that value is. In our next lesson, we'll go over how we can actually use this to build a deck of cards that we could use to start building some basic card games. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to practice your coding.